There it goes. That little red light down there.
It's recording, right?
Right. Go ahead.
So, Pat, what place were you at in your life when you met Headroom?
I don't know. I was living off a garage apartment off 22nd Street, and I was big, you know. This is before actually I met Headroom, and I got sick, and the doctor said I had to lose weight, so I went on this diet, blah 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 blah, and everything, and I lost like a crap load of weight, you know. So my life changed instantly, you know. I became a lot more social and everything, and things like that. And what happened was that as I got skinny, I started to party more and go out to bars more and things like that. And one of the first bars I've been to in 10 years or so was Classic Rock. And by chance that night, Headroom was playing. And I remember this girl that was, she's dealing blackjack or something like that there. It was like a poker night or something like that. She said, "You guys stay for this band, they're badass, you know." And you know, they come walking in and all that and everything and stuff, their instruments and stuff and everything. And I kept coming back every Wednesday because they were really, really good. You know, and they had a good fan base, and people were very energetic, and people loved them and stuff like that. So I brought my other friend the next week, and it just kept going from there and there and there. So they came in a big transitional part of my life, where I went from kind of fat. I was 300 pounds wearing a 46 pant, and I'd gotten skinny, went to the bars, and I met Headroom. So I felt like it was some kind of fate or some weird thing, you know.
How did you meet them personally?
I don't know, I think I was drunk one night, and I brought a Jack Kerouac book, based upon the fact of what Justin would say during the sets and stuff. He'd make quotes about Shakespeare or weird Gothic stuff and everything. And I was like, well, fuck, he's probably a reader. And I heard him say something about Lovecraft in a conversation somewhere. It's like, oh shit, well, this guy's deep, you know, he's a great musician and probably reads or something. I got back from a road trip, which is, for me, to San Francisco was pretty cool and stuff. And it was kind of revolutionary for me. And I got Kerouac tattooed on my arm, you know. I thought, oh, this cat will be down to read this book. I was going to turn him on to this book. And I gave it to him, and he's like, "Hey man, thanks, blah blah blah," and stuff and everything. And then the next week he came back, and it was like, "This book's badass, you know, it's badass and stuff." So we started talking about books and things like that. And I was always like that with Justin. We started like these over time. As I went back into 1812, we started these gay poetry sessions. We were trying to get women or something, you know. But we would write and exchange, because he wrote a little bit too and stuff and everything. And
didn't you read your poetry at Galileo's?
Yeah, because I didn't have the balls to get up. You know? Justin always had the balls to get up. It didn't matter. He always wants a show or something, you know. But yeah, he got up and read one of my poems and stuff. But we were always like that. We were doing sort of quirky, weird things and stuff outside of the band, you know.
Right.
But that's how we connected, pretty much over a book, you know. And he loved it and had that same kind of spirit of adventure and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
How would you say meeting Headroom changed your social life?
Started running with a band that was, I mean, they were local sort of rock gods, you know. I mean, they were in their heyday and that kind of thing. I felt like, I remember Mike Lee went to a show out in Norman, and he said, "Pat, you've been hanging around, man. You're coming back to the house." And I was like, all right. And, you know, I mean, sometimes there were girls there, but mostly it was a sausage fest. No girls were coming back. But I ran with them. You know, I'd go on road trips with them now and again to Dallas and things like that, and lived a wild life, you know, and it was fun. And it was cool to be around a band, you know. Partied a lot and had a great time, but they became great friends after all that. I mean, I felt like they really changed me. They made me more an extrovert than I lived in the past and stuff, and they brought me out of my shell, and went to shows, and it's like, oh fuck, I know that band, they're my friends, you know. I remember,
why do you think that is?
I don't know. I was like, maybe I always like to be in the background sort of and stuff, and they can get up on stage, and they're really talented, you know, and stuff. And hell, they were on the Cat and the Buzz and all this and stuff. And it was kind of cool, but I mean, I'm more connected with, like, you know, Justin and Jeremy too a little bit, but you know, it was one of those things where finding friends, I think, more than anything, because I lived mostly like a hermit for a long time, just being socially awkward and stuff, and they kind of, I don't know, it was just a great youthful time for me, and I felt like a caterpillar that turned into a butterfly when it all came at the same time. I lost the weight, I met Headroom, and then poof, I got a totally different life that just lived some crazy stuff, and it was fun. Met girls, you know, fucked a lot of girls, and did just living a great life. I felt like it was a writer's life, a Kerouac's life, a London's life, a Burroughs' life. It was something cool and fun, and it was my life now. And for that, it gave me an identity, I think, more than anything. That, oh, this is what I want to do, or at least write or something, or do something. And but I mean, to write, I think you got to have these experiences, and Headroom was my experience too. You know, I took a road trip with Spivey to Louisiana that, you know, we went and, you know, partied and had fun, and it was like he was kind of my Neil Cassidy or something, you know.
Right.
I mean, in that sense, or they were kind of amused to me sometimes, you know, in my writing and different things and stuff, and always respected what they did, and their music was awesome, and I thought they should have made it. It's just like sometimes in life it just doesn't happen like that, but if anybody deserved it, they did, you know. And now we're still friends to this day, which that says something, you know.
Right.
A lot of us don't party anymore, and you know, we're getting old and things like that, but I think that's what I was doing. Even this documentary was like, I wanted to say that, you know, this time existed, and it was badass, and it was revolutionary for me, and it was something else. And
what's your hope for this documentary?
I don't know. I'm just gonna put it. Well, I always, in my head, I'm always thinking it's like a love letter to Headroom, not a gay love letter, but a love letter to Headroom. One more like an appreciation for their music, and because their music was, to me, it was deep, you know, and Daniel could write some great stuff, and they played melodic, and then they had hard tunes and things like that. Their music was really good, and for the documentary, I'm going to enter into film festivals and see what hits and stuff. But I think it was more that I think you put something on film, it lasts, and hopefully people like it, you know. And I don't think it's just a story about a local band. I think it's a story of life. And, you know, I mean, there's people that want, everyone, you know, I'm sure people that have children look down at their children and think, well, they're going to be president one day, or this. Yeah. You know, things don't work out for 99% of us, you know, but you try, and they tried. It was awesome, and all of us are friends, and that's the beauty of the success of Headroom, was that they brought all these people together, and it still endures. People are all hanging out together, and still, even though our lives may change, people have had kids, people have done all that kind of stuff. It's still, that's what Headroom did. I mean, they brought a lot of people together through their music, and I mean, that's a great thing. I mean, a great thing. A lot of bands can't say that, you know. So, but good stuff. So.
Right.